Hello everybody and welcome back. This is the September 2018 layout update, and this year has flown by kind of too fast. But anyway, let's check out some of the goodies that I purchased over last month. We got a N-scale ACF cover hopper 3-bay. These are pretty much used for the plastic pellet or just plastic in general being shipped by the rail. This is a Microtrains model, MSRP of $25.85, so not bad. I will upgrade this to metal wheel sets and maybe body mounted couplers after I start designing the layout. And then we picked up this one as well. This is also from Microtrains. This is the 60-foot Conrail. This is the double plug door. This will get the upgraded wheel sets and body mount couplers in the near future. Not bad, not a bad little model. I'm sort of a Conrail fan, so if I see a decent Conrail freight car, I'll pick it up. And we picked up this C44 Union Pacific. This is the pre-American flag logo. So this is maybe a 2004 model. So it's not bad. I picked this up off of eBay. The guy said that was in a basement that flooded, so it has a little moisture damage to it. Something that can be cleaned up with my Dremel, so nothing big. I haven't tested it out yet, but it was only 38 bucks. I'm debating on whether I'm going to leave this in its current paint scheme or give it an alcohol bath and repaint it into NS, because nobody makes C44s or -9s, whichever you prefer, in Norfolk Southern paint schemes. So that's that. And also, I bought this huge box full of Code 55 Flex Track. I think this was the 30 count box. It was a pretty penny, but that's about that. Also, I still have a few HO things laying around and a ton of track laying around. Still having problems getting rid of it, but if I can't get rid of it, it'll go in a plastic tote and underneath the layout until, I don't know, I feel like bringing it back out and using it for something. So that is that for this part of the video. Now I'm going to take you guys to the other part of the video. All right, here we go. We are on to the second part of the video. Now, what I'm about to show y'all is a few clips of certain industries that are going on the new N-scale layout. So I'm gonna try to break it down as good as possible. There will be a part 2 to this, because this is everything that's on the Georgia side for the layout, and the South Carolina side I will do in another video, because this one here, it's a lot of things to name. Okay, so what you're looking at in this picture here, as you can see, the NS main, well, it's a spur that leads towards the south side of the city, is on the right, and the arrow pointing forward goes back into the yard for downtown. And the crossing line is CSX main line, which goes back towards Atlanta to the left and right to the yard. This is the second diamond that NS and Norfolk Southern cross at. The next one is a little further to the right, but it's out of the frame. Now, the freight cars you see in front of you there are the high side gondolas, and I will need to accommodate some of those from somewhere for the recycling plant that is on the back side of this picture. All right, now this picture here, this is the back side of it. Now, this is a recycling plant. This is in Augusta, Georgia, almost downtown. It's called Newell Recycling. It's off Molly Pond Road. The line right there with the writing, that's still the NS spur line. And as you can see, this is a somewhat small building, so I will model it as a low relief structure. Just to save some space. So this will go on the Augusta side of the layout. So that's it with this picture. All right, now this is the top view of the picture. As you can see, there's the building, and it accommodates 6 gondolas, hot side gondolas, and you have a crane that loads in these cubes of crushed metal, recycled metal, whatever they're doing. But this is the top view of it. So this is what I'm going to model for this recycling plant. Now, everything on the layout, it will have a destination to serve from point A to point B. So on the South Carolina side, you got things that will come down to the Georgia side to serve industries as well. So that's the goal. Okay, and while we're downtown, I'll go ahead and show you. This is the Norfolk Southern Main Line. This is the R line. If you continue on up into the picture, this is downtown. The James Brown Arena is to the right, where you see all the cars parked at. That is the arena's parking lot. And this is 6th Street and Norfolk Southern R line. It runs straight down the road downtown. I will replicate this on the layout as well. Okay, now in this picture here, you have your NS yard to the left is circled in black, and you have your CSX yard circled in the blue. Now, there is a Y right there at the top. After you see Twig Street, you have the Y right there where these two come together down there. The first part of the CSX yard by the Meridian Brick, that is pretty much just a little sorting track, but all the main work goes into the belly of it towards the back, towards 520. So that's that. The NS going south out of the picture frame, that goes on the R line. It turns not into the R line, it goes from the R line to the D line. The D line goes south out of Augusta into S&A Junction, which is in Millen, Georgia, and from there S&A stands for Savannah, Atlanta, so they can cut back to the left and go towards Macon to Brosnan Yard, or continue south on to the Savannah Yard. All right, moving right along, we're heading south out of Augusta downtown. This is Georgia Pacific. This is just an overview picture of everything, just to show you the building structure and everything. You got the truck loading warehouse here. This isn't the rail side, so let's switch to the rail side. All right, here's your rail side. This is the top view of Georgia Pacific. As you can see, their loading docks. Excuse me, if you hear any noise, that's my central air and heating unit coming on. I'm in the basement, so yeah. But anyway, as you see, the one rail car right there at the bottom of the screen, they accommodate 4 box cars there between those 2 sections. So each section that you see there, it can hold 2 50 or 2 60-foot box cars. So I'm gonna try to put this on the layout as well. So let's move on. All right, now in this frame right here, you have the top view of International Paper. Now, International Paper is huge, as you can see. All of this is the whole complex. So, as you can pretty much see, the main line runs down the middle. It splits it in half, where you got your retention ponds to your right, and then you got the International the paper mill itself to the left. Now, everything you see in brown right there, that is all wood chips, and there are several receiving and unloading tracks there. Plus, right there beside Doug Bernard Parkway. That's where your trucks enter, and they bring in wood chips as well as sticks. That's what they call them in, you know, whatever little terminology they use, but those are trees that are going in to get debarked, shredded, used in the paper making process. And they ship out also wood products, 2x4s, plywood, yada yada yada, all that good stuff. Now right there by the International Paper symbol, that is your whole chemical warehouse, all of that right there. So this is what I'm going to try to replicate. I'm gonna put on the layout and try to get it as close as possible to what you see here as I can. So let's move on. All right, now here we are at Nixon Yard. I've had a lot of people tell me, oh, you don't switch off the main, all of this good stuff. Nixon Yard operates this way just because Nixon Yard is in place just to serve International Paper, Finchin and PQ Corporation and Olin Corporation. All of these places are right off Nixon Yard. This is where we get our unit ethanol trains. They go to Finchin, and Olin Corporation is right there in between Finchin and PQ Corporation. Olin Corporation, they receive a couple of unit tank trains per week. That's about it with this. Let me go to the next frame. Okay, so in this frame right here, this is the spur that is leading into Olin Corporation, and the main is right there. You got your tank cars, and the main is right to the left of that, and then you have your spur that branches off the main and goes into Olin Corporation. Now, I still will replicate this, but as you can see, the freight cars in Nixon Yard, it's pretty much just tank cars, high cube box cars, and your assortment of wood chip hoppers, whether they're the 40-foot ones that used to be coal hoppers and they added the siding to make it higher, or whatever the case may be. This is what I'm trying to replicate. This right here is another shot of Nixon Yard towards maybe almost to the front, mid, somewhere up in there, just to show you all the spurs that come off the main that goes across the road into these customers across the street. This shot right here is of the Jeeps in a yard for the locals, both high hoods. Here in Augusta, Georgia, back home, you do see a ton of high hoods because the tracks that are here, these are the old Southern Railway tracks, so high hoods are plentiful in this part of Norfolk Southern rail lines. And this is the last shot of Nixon Yard. This is the yard office. There used to be a road back in the early 90s that cut across here, but they closed that due to somebody tried to beat the train. I think it was in 93 or 94, and yeah, it wasn't bad. I mean, yeah, it wasn't good, it was bad. Norfolk Southern has hit a ton of cars on this line. It's just bad. People just think they can beat the train. So I get that a lot by driving the trucks. I'm 40 to 60 tons, and people think I can just stop on a dime, and it's just nerve-wracking sometimes. Sometimes I just want to give it up. 5 more years, I'll be able to retire from trucking. 15 years of headaches, but let's get back to the topic. Okay, now this shot right here, this is Olin Corporation. You have Nixon Yard right there on the other side of Doug Bernard Parkway, as you can see, and the spur gear branches off the main and into the holding tracks for Olin Corporation. So I will replicate this as well. This is probably one of the first things outside of the actual yard being built that I'm going to have to tackle. So hopefully it turns out good, and let's move on to the next. Oh yeah, and this one right here, this is one I forgot. I'm debating on putting this one on the layout. Univar. It's a chemical place. I I think they take acid, hydrochloric acid, some real nasty stuff. I've hauled this stuff before, and it is very, very, very bad. And it's very, very dense liquid. I mean, it's super heavy. I don't know if you guys or anybody have been in transportation where you have to move these huge totes of this stuff, but yeah, I feel all the pain and anxiety that tank trucks haul, because the liquid is it's just moving all over the place. You can feel it if you look very closely at trucks like that hauling liquids. You can just see them moving. Even though they're at a complete stop, they're still moving. Even if you have baffles. So the same thing goes with rail cars. Even if they put baffles in these tank cars to stop the water from slushing around or liquid or whatever they're hauling, it's still going to do it. So just keep that in mind, people. Safety first. Okay, and this is the last frame. This is the top view. Now, that stuff you see to the left of the black top, that is E-Z-GO. This is where everybody's golf carts in America are made. Club Car is on the northwest side of Augusta. It's still in the city, but this is pretty much where everything is made at. Either E-Z-GO that you see there. That's probably a warehouse to hold some of the parts, because E-Z-GO is on the south side of Univar. And Club Car is on the opposite side. CSX pretty much does everything for those guys. But this is Univar. It's a chemical place. They hold, as you can see right here, 5 tank cars. So I'm trying to replicate that. Not maybe 5, but somewhere in the vicinity. So that is pretty much it for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I'm going to try to do some more things, because I pretty much prefer to do N scale. So I'm probably going to get into maybe a monthly update as far as N scale products that are coming out. Something you guys can pre-order, or something you guys didn't know about, because everything is just HO. And I've done N scale before, and that is one reason why I went to HO, just because of the bells and whistles. But really, when you get down to the nitty gritty on it, I really don't need all that stuff to have a layout that I want. So there's no need for me to do anything like that. One other thing while I got y'all attention, I pre-ordered the new Scale Train C39s. Mine will be here sometime November. I forgot I had paid for them already. The rivet counters, I'm not into HO anymore, so I am willing to look into getting rid of them. They're brand new in box. I'm not even going to take them out. When they get here, I'll post a video so you guys can see them. If you guys want them, my price was $230, so I'm not looking to get everything back, just to get rid of them, because the wife, she's severely upset behind that. I forgot all about them that I ordered them. I pre-ordered them last November and they're just getting here now, so I forgot all about them. I paid for them and everything, so I'm doing that just to keep my everything that with my local hobby store. I want to keep it intact. So because I had told him I really didn't need them, but he's like, James, well, you paid for them already. I was like, oh man. So anyway, long story short, I would get a video up to show them to you guys, and if you guys are interested in them, let me know, and we'll go from there. So happy railroading, and I will see y'all on the next video. Peace.